Hello everybody, welcome to Suzuka. Welcome to the Checker Flag Endurance 60 minutes of Suzuka. I'm slowly getting things ready because I literally rushed in the house about 5 minutes ago. So it's not exactly prepared well for this. I was going to actually get some proper notes and stuff done, but we are where we are. I just gotta wait for everything to decide that give me. Got some time. Fine. I'm not rushing at all, guys. There's no panic at all. I can read chat. Chat won't appear on stream because it's not that kind of. But I will read chat and I will acknowledge chat. Gotta wait for race room to decide that thing I want. I'll be patient, like everything that is here. So the reason I'm streaming this is I'm gonna be very biased because obviously there are OVRC people involved, and as you know, OVRC is the league I run. So I'm gonna be very biased towards them. I'm not. I'm gonna say what's going on really. First time doing it, and I'm horribly mucking it up. So could be worse. I hadn't actually had any food yet. That'll be the so I'm gonna have to have that. Good news, 1 hour race. So everything that could have gone wrong can go wrong. Hey, there we go. Six minutes of practice left, which means that I will not miss any practice. That's not mildly annoying. Why is it breaking? Broken. I think I'm getting somewhere, and Racing decides to just crash. No, Racing crashed. Don't worry. Too long for race. Start up again. The issue is I've got a complicated setup here because I'm actually trying to broadcast it through OBS so I can use the R3A spectator tool. There's a slight issue where the fact that the game has to want to work. Don't require me to tab out the game to make it work. But it's not an issue. We're professionals here. If I was doing this properly, I probably would have more time to set it up, but it's a bit of fun at the end of the day. I hope my mic is working. You guys are just not sitting watching a blank screen, it keeps changing over. Oh, you have noises. Hey, there we go. There we go. Welcome to Suzuka this time, properly. So yeah, so welcome to Suzuka. On locking up there a bit. There's this Dendrol. I get that horribly pronounce people's names, but could be worse. Could be worse. So, if you don't know, this is a 60-minute race at Suzuka. Um, it's between P2s and GT3s, or GTR3 in this case, as the game calls them. We've got a lot of different cars I can probably get if I am. I have to have a bunch of extra stuff ready if I was prepared at all for this. Luckily we do have 3 minutes of practice ready, so this list eventually should sort itself out. This is some of these people you will recognise if you watch any of the other streams I do of the OVRC. We got some familiar faces there. Got Sebastian Brunner, Robert, Thomas No Fun Allowed Jensen. Bit off there for Robert as he goes trips through the gravel trap. So yeah, Suzuka is a circuit. I hear a Mustang. Thomas Jensen. Oh, shut up, phone. Phone's pinged off in the background. Yes, there's going to be traffic involvement here. I'm still trying to find the list of possible people. Slowly finding it. Ah, there we go. Spotter's guide. It's a very nice spotter's guide. I have to give credit to the people over checker flag for doing an actual spotter's guide compared to just guessing what cars are going around. There's a lot of stuff going on track right now, but again, this is practice, so the director is getting kind of crazy with all the stuff that is going on right now. Watching Christian go around. He is fastest right now in his private sectors, so it will get confusing because the thing at the bottom where it just says driver will only show it'll say point plus time, but that's compared to the P2s. Be a lot of traffic involvement, as you can see here. Prototype and car pulling at pit lane. There is 2 times fuel. I got it right. Yeah, it's 2 times fuel, which is again another similarity between both leagues that I'm involved in. This Andrew is setting his own personal bests right now in his sectors. It don't really matter. This is practice. No one cares. It is not important. As we practice starts closing down shortly, everyone's head towards 130R. I don't actually know most of the corner names, so I will call them corners, apart from 130R and chicane. Bit wide going there. I do believe it is. And Fox up again. I have seen a bit of practice earlier. That seems to be a common issue with cars not wanting to slow down enough. There is not an easy corner to do. Then he enters the pits after that. Get some practice done before the race starts. Probably a good idea. Don't want to be caught speeding. Pit lane. And now start to enter the closing phase. Quickly, Thomas Jensen is going really wide, and Robert hits the wall. Professionals here. This is the end of practice now. We'll soon head on to qualifying. Hopefully get some good qualifying going on. But, so everyone starts rushing out, as is normal for these kind of things. One key thing about qualifying here is you got to, especially with the prototypes, trying to find a gap. It's ready when you've got a full grid of cars, you've got to always try and look for the gap. in the qualifying. If you don't have a gap, especially in a faster car, your lap will get compromised. You feels like it won't be a very good qualifying. And at the end of the day, when you want a good position on the start, you need to get a good qualifying run in. So we've got some traffic to deal with, some up ahead, people doing the deal with the slower GT3 cars. Now the performance difference between them is roughly about 6 to 7 seconds. But that's rough, and I don't know how accurate it is once people actually get full qualifying loads done on these cars, compared to just full load pace. So right now, Chris. Once we start getting some times in, we'll get some information about what's going on. What I find in this track is it's Suzuka. It is a track about a lot of technicality, getting the right brake, especially the S's. So about trying to get the right braking combination in as Christopher enters the final chicane, going to start the first flying lap of this event. Let's see what time he can set as he heads down towards the start-finish straight. It's quite a long start-finish straight here before you hit the first corner. Starts heading down now. There we go. Now we're on our first flying lap of this Checker Flag Endurance 60 minutes of Suzuka qualifying session. I believe the car behind him literally just pulled the pit, so that's not important. Right now he has track position, but will he be caught up by any of the prototypes? Now he does not want that, he wants a clear track. He's got a clear track, but will he keep that clear track going throughout this qualifying session? Towards the hairpin. Of course, that fast sector 1. It's not surprising, he's the first person out on cut track, but he wants to be looking for that top position in terms of his class. He knows you can't challenge the P2s because you can't. P2s are way quicker, they should be quicker. But he's trying to get his best time he can in the Porsche. And the Porsche does have an advantage of rear traction, but does have an issue with tyre temperatures at the rear, from my understanding. So during the qualifying should be too much an issue. He should be able to use all the Porsche's rear traction to help him, but during the actual race he may have issues with tyre wear. But remember, there will be a pit stop, and it'll be up to the driver to decide if they want to pit for tyres or not. Remember, recently there has been a change to race room's tyre changes, which means that they take longer, take about 40 seconds for a full pit stop now compared to 9 seconds before. So as he enters the final chicane, what time will he be reaching over the line? Hopefully it'll be good. Let's see what he can get. Here, P2 in the background coming up now, but luckily he's not caught him for his lap. Going to start the start-finish straight now, and he gets a 2 minutes 1 second .968. Right, now we got some laps rolling in now. P2 for Bertinins. We're getting all these laps rolling in now as they all cross the line. You're going to get a flow of cars now, trying to find positions. It's all. There's a lot of cars going across that line. I can't keep track of all of them, unfortunately. Trying to get the ones which are not set as fast as lap. On the Mercedes coming round now. And will he get? Right now you can see on the side only 2 of the prototypes qualified right now. 13 seconds below pace, but taking into account the fact that again that's based off the prototypes, so the drivers are not stupidly slow, but not compared to the leaders, is because they're comparing themselves to the. Now we've got the P2's fastest in sector 1. Gets caught behind a bit of traffic though, behind Thomas Johnson in the Mustang, a regular choice, but as the car spun on the end corner, that's not a place you want to be. Can the prototype get around him? He should be able to hang around the outside. A lot more downforce on the prototype compared to the GT3 car. And he does it. Hopefully he doesn't compromise as much too much. But see, Thomas goes a bit wide, and I don't know if his lap will continue. But this is a really annoying place for that prototype driver. He's going to get stuck behind traffic, behind traffic, behind traffic. Luckily, it's a straight, but he might catch the Porsche in 130R, which is a place he does not want to meet him. Now he comes, lucky gets past the BMW. Now he's going to meet the final chicane. Can he get the fastest time? Got personal bests, but no purple sectors, so we don't know if it is going to be quicker. It's a lot closer than before, but you have the paces to get through. Using the Porsche with a bit of slipstream across the line. What time will you get? He will be 0.4 of a second behind the leader right now. Well, Timothy Haynes now in another Porsche. You get another set of personal bests. Times will slowly start rattling down as cars go across. People get laps in. What time will you get across the line? Now he will be managed to put a 2.3.3, which is 10 seconds off the pace. No improvement for him, unfortunately. He lost it all in the final chicane, probably. But another person now with personal bests, as some people enter the pit lane now. Crosses the line. What time will he get? Will he get improvement? He gets an improvement on his time, but he's still 10th right now. So, no improvement there, really. We got another prototype now. Robert Nygaard is qualified. Third, 1 second off the pace right now, the fastest cars. And Connor is now trying to set another set of fastest laps. He's currently got pole position, but he's looking like he wants to go a bit further than that. Currently got a global best time. Coming down the straight now. Can he get another purple sector? Looking to extend that lead a bit further, right? Nearest person to him is Kane. Enters the final chicane. Got a bit of traffic in front, but he shouldn't meet it before he does his lap. Final chicane now. Very tricky area. Heads down towards the final straight now. Will he improve? We don't know at this point. I don't have details. We're going to find out soon. Across the line. He actually doesn't gain anything out of it. He loses it all in the final sector, which is a pain for him. He must be thinking, I should have had that, but he doesn't. John Dalton now heading towards the final chicane now. Got a personal best in sector 2. Will he be able to improve at all on his time? Into the final chicane now, a place where people seem to be losing a lot of times and losing their better laps they would have normally had. At the start, finish straight now. Will he improve? He goes up to 9th place. But last sector was not actually improvement, but obviously improvement enough to push him up a position in the qualifying order. Thomas Mitchell is going to set his first flying time of the session. Puts himself P13. Tom Jensen trying to set a fast with sector 1. Got a bit of P2 traffic behind him. Hopefully doesn't interfere too much. He doesn't want that meet that car. He's in the straight where he can easily get past by it. The prototype backs off him. But Tom does go a bit wide there. P2's looking to give up his lap and is going to find a right place to pass. It's a bit annoying for the prototype driver if he was on a faster lap, but there's multi-class racing for you. You got to pick your time. You got to find the right slot. You've got to find. He's got two more prototypes behind him right now. He should be able to complete his lap before then, but will he be able to? Final chicane now. 2 cars have pit at the chicane. Does not want to see that happen. With about 20 minutes left of the session. Will he set the fastest time in his class? About to find out soon. As he crosses the line, he's going to be putting himself P6, which means he's the fastest of all the GT3 cars. Robert Nygaard goes behind him now. I got Bolaklan. Hopefully they bounce that up. Got fastest sector 1 time personal fastest. He heads down a few corners before the final straight. got quite a lot of clean air around him, so he should be able to do excuses now. He can't blame anything but himself now. Car up ahead of him, but they're nothing to do with him right now. He's got clean air. Final chicane now. He lost all his time in the second sector. Will he be able to regain up in the final chicane, a place where you can make or break your lap? Across the line, what place is he going to put himself into? No improvement. Now back on Sebastian Brunner, he's entered the final chicane. GT traffic getting in the way there. Swerving across the track, they need to keep still and on their line. They want. This is exactly what Sebastian does not want to see: is traffic moving around in front of him. Where will he put him? He's got a fastest sector 2. How much of that GT3 ruined his lap? Will he get? He puts himself on pole position. Pole position for Sebastian Brunner by about half a second. Looking at the times. Christian going down final straight, but personal bests in both sector 1 and 2. Will he improve? Doesn't improve his last sector and stays P11. Now Gorgon Werbely got the fastest sector 1 time in the Mercedes AMG. Able to keep his pace up for the rest of the lap. Be interesting to see if he can. And he's got no traffic in front of him, which means he shouldn't have any issues. Proves in sector 2. Can he keep it though for the final chicane? That is the question of his qualifying. Can you keep your lap in the final chicane? Now towards the start-finish straight. He's going to improve at all. Puts himself up to P13. Robert Nygaard. That's not right. There we go. There we go. That's the right name. Personal improvement in sector 1. Can you improve it into sector 2 though? BTR gets out of the way, dives in the gravel trap. Gets completely out of the way, don't block anyone on their laps. Hopefully with the same coming back to them later on. Robert is now heading towards the start-finish straight. Can he improve his time at all? That's the line. He goes P3. Half a second off Sebastian Brunner's pace, but not a bad lap. Haynes is coming across the line, doesn't improve. P12. Still for him. Manuel going around. He got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Will he manage to get past the Mercedes? I believe that's the Mercedes of Gorga Wembley. Oh. We got faster sector 1, but the real question is, has it impeded his lap? He's going to use the slipstream, which might help him out, but only if he can actually make a clean pass. Lost time in sector 2. I think the traffic has ruined his lap for him. Fortunately, if both of them on a fast lap, he doesn't have to give in to his lap at all. Only if he's not on a fast lap that he has to give his position away. So, yeah, he's diving off in the pits. Unfortunately, he got a good lap, because that's why he didn't back off. He got fastest in sector 1 and 2 for him personally. Can he improve his time? No, he does not. He does improve his time, but doesn't actually get any further up the order. Final chicane again. Another place where people seem to be losing a lot of time is this final chicane. Boosts himself up to P13. With over half the session now finished. Most of the people now got their laps out. See if we can get any more. Boxes up, he's going faster. So obviously lost something in the last chicane then. There's a rare sight. A Ford GT running around, especially in the track. Will you actually get a good time in? But our car steps out a bit. Still improving his times. Be improved with the final chicane. Going now to the final corner. Doesn't improve, unfortunately. Bit of damage there to this Mercedes, but not that time yet at all, so let's see where he puts himself. P17. Right, this GT class, so it's doing some competitive spots, it seems. It's only quite a bit bigger than the prototype class right now. Even though there's 20 cars right now on the field, maybe a few more will join a bit later. Oh, done it. Get out of the way quickly. You don't want to be on the track when you do that. Here's another one. A prototype is yet to set a fastest time. Will you be able to set a time? This one we saw early in practice overshooting a lot, so maybe he's fixed the issues, we don't know. Adjust his brakes at all, his brake bias, his brake pressure. He's to change his braking point. He's going to go. What time is he going to go? Himself stick, which is the slowest of all the prototypes right now. 2 seconds of the base. You can see obviously 8.8 second difference between the fastest prototype and the fastest G3. So the pace difference between the cars. I heard it's an interesting one. Robert and I got fastest sector one time. Can you keep it going to the couple of sectors or not? Not fast sector 2, but personal improvement though. Can you get this time keeping it going? Doesn't improve, unfortunately, which is really annoying personally. Because keeps himself in P3 out of the 6 current prototypes currently in it. And observing above you, you will notice that all the prototypes, apart from bar 1, are all radicals, and the one that's all radicals is right now 3 seconds of pace. Maybe it says something about the track and the cars, we don't know. There's another person got improved sector 1 time. Hopes he can keep it going for the rest of the track. Approaches the 10-minute mark of the session. Gonna be a lot of, the track has seemed to spread out, a lot less traffic issues going on right now than the start of the session, so it should help keep the laps down. Let's get a track map up and see. Or the screen is back. My track map, like, looks anyway. There we go. Quite a lot of space between the cars right now. Now, and number 4 car improving time. I don't refer to cars by the numbers now, by the way, because it's easier than pronouncing people's names. I'd rather not offend people by probably butchering up them. I'll leave that enough by the car numbers. It is a slow car, I think. That Mercedes in front seems to be going slow, so see if you can lost his time though in the sector. He was not personal best at all, no. So you can make it or break it though in the final game. Did he improve his time? I don't. You all know right now it's 22 cars on track. Right now, not on track, but now Jensen, the other Jensen, which is not related to the other one. Oh, well, that's a quick first sector, I guess. Just yeah, a quick last sector. Robert Nygaard, once again, we've got fastest sector 1 prototype class. Keep it though for the rest of this. But right now, all prototypes are the pole sitter are nearly half a second off. If he can get his lap closer to him, that's good for us because we've got more competitive class then. Right now, the current pole sitter in the class is Thomas Jensen in the Ford Mustang. A surprising car, but don't know Thomas Jensen. He's quite quick in any car, so I won't put him past him to win the race in the Mustang. This is racing, so anything can happen. And Robert Nygaard actually improved his time. Will you get? He puts himself on pole position. Robert Nygaard's on pole position. 0.02 seconds off pace. Barely anything to get knocked off pole with. I don't know how much Sebastian has been out on track recently. Maybe it's been the pits, hoping no one will get close to him, but that's all been ruined right now. See if the number 7, the BMW, can get anything right now. He enters the final chicane. First or best, improving in sector 1 and 2, but still with that pain at the end, which he just can't. He has to get it perfect, otherwise his lap is ruined. Will he improve? He goes up to P11. Gets an improvement. You'd be happy about that. P11. P11. That's not bad in the class. Remember, everything's gonna be context of the class itself. P11 not that may sound bad, but that's compared to the fact that the top 6 are already taken up by prototypes. So evens out. It's not that bad of a spot. I see the other BMW can improve. He moves himself up to P13. See if we can improve once again. Once we get him, we catch him in the chicane. The one spot that people seem to be losing a lot of time is that final chicane. But will he improve it? About to find out as he heads down the final straight now under the Suzuka circuit board. Start finish line is there. Does he improve? He moves up to P15. Right, fastest sector 1 time. With 2 Audis racing. I haven't seen much of the Audis go around yet, but it's a bit wide off. Will he bought his lap? Will he keep going? So he's going to try and keep going with his lap. Doesn't look like he's slowed down at all, so he's still pushing it, hoping he can maybe make it all back up in the final couple of sectors. Car does look a tiny bit twitchy though. Don't worry about traffic though. There's a P2 coming up behind him. And he hopes that P2 doesn't catch him in time. That's the worst thing he wants, is that P2 to get catch him. Force him to get off his line, just so the P2 can get past. Just about make it though, luckily. I hope he can bring himself up from the back row right now. He's on it. P21. P2's coming down now. You just get past him, lucky not too much interference, does not improve. As the Mustang in front of him does improve, which puts it fortunately at the back of the grid right now. Thomas Jensen, fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2. He's really going to improve his time much more than he has to. He's already got pole position in class. Bit of traffic in front, but it shouldn't affect him too much unless he gets slow or spins out. Traffic gets out of the way anyway. And he extends his pole lead, Thomas Jensen in the Mustang. Does. He improves it even a bit, tiny bit more, but it's still an improvement for the sake of keeping going. Also improvement. Improves his time, doesn't improve in terms of overall ranking. And then let's make it even worse. It's drifts around the corner. Fortunately, you don't get star bumps in drifting. It's all about where you finish, so there's no point drifting that right now. Meet your tyres worth. Bastian's back out on track, trying to improve his time again. And he gets his pole position back. 2 minutes, under 3 minutes left of the session. And anyone get anything out of this last part of the session at all? Fastest first sector. Number 60 BMW. And the P2's already been past him, so hopefully that hasn't compromised him too much. But the one thing about that BMW that's odd is the those wheels are a bit lurid. I don't know if I agree with the bright green wheels. I think I'd rather have a more standard look paint scheme. Fortunately, does not improve in the sector 2. He improved in the sector 3. Not bad. There's still 1 minute 30 to go. Unfortunately, doesn't improve. Unfortunately, stays P13. Another car heading towards the back, hoping to improve his time. Improvements in both sector 1 and 2. Can he improve in sector 3? Does he move himself up? He moves himself up to P13. Another car on the move, trying to move himself up. He's now fastest sector 1 for him. Bit wide there. Poirud's time, unfortunately. Under a minute to go now. And abort that. A lot of cars now seem to be in the pits now, so only a few are trying to get new laps. Any improvements going on either right now. A lot of those people trying to get laps in. Play that. Number 60 BMW is now once again trying to improve first sector. At least can he still try to improve further from P14 right now? Well, I hello people in chat. I don't been paying much attention, but there you go, hello. But my commentary's not bad. I am eating at the same time as well. I had not had dinner. Like he's just backed out of this lap. Which sets our grid. There you go. There's the top 20. Very close to the top 2 there. Alright. Starting grid just never works. Doesn't work. So, session. Alright. As we prepare for the 60 minutes of probably focus on our... Got a couple of seconds before the race actually starts. Let's focus on Robert Nygaard as the race is going to start very soon. And they're off for the first of the 60 minutes of Suzuka, one of events by checkered flag endurance. Looks like a clean getaway so far for most people, but Sebastian has sneaked in front. The first corner they go. And hopefully no collisions will happen. All the order gets jumbled up and Sebastian's managed to make a slight break for it. Cars in the backfield seem to have slowed down a bit. There's a lot of close racing with the prototypes right now. There's a big gaggle of them going up as they try and break away from the GT cars. Number 11 car looks around, see if he can pass him, but doesn't look like he'd be able to. And he goes. Does he go a bit wide? It's a bit too much curb there for... Not a good idea. As they head up towards the first chicane. The car spinning out. Car behind number 11 car, I believe, has fallen off. Slots in behind. With the GT3 pack slowly coming up behind him, Thomas Jensen still leading that. Hopefully he can try and get a bit further away, because he does not want that P2 cars to be anywhere near him. He wants them far away, leaving as much of a gap as possible. As number 11 car looks around the 31 car, tries to pass from the outside. The 31 car does have the inside line. Doesn't look like he can make it work. The number 31 car stays in front then. The Martini car stays in front right now. Meanwhile, up in front the pack is a bunch more action going on between prototypes. The prototypes are looking for position. To break into the first chicane. Sebastian's lead has dropped down, it looks like, though. As we head towards the first 2 minutes nearly completed as they finish their laps. The cars behind seem to have some issue. Robert Nygaard looking for Sebastian Brunner. Can he make the overtake stick? Got the inside line for the next couple of corners, but he just backs out. Rather than wait for the next lap. Doesn't want to risk it. High speed corner, don't want to lose your car this early in the race. Remember, it's a 60-minute race. You don't want to lose it all in the first sector. No more action behind in the prototype class as they try and move through the S's. Right now in the GT class though, Thomas Jensen has brought about nearly a second gap between John Dalton and the Mercedes behind him. Oh my God, looking once again at the leader of the pack right now, sort of Sebastian Brunner. Can he make it a thing? But there's got a lot of action going in the prototype class. Is it? You know that it seems to be one of the prototypes has fallen all the way back into 13th position. Robert goes wide a bit. Can he keep his position though? Gets passed by Connor. Can Connor make it stick there? He's got the inside line now, Robert. You need to keep going. He's got the... He managed to make it get round. He was lucky then. You don't lose too many positions there. Now as a mistake with him, he went deep into the corner. I'll try to capitulate, but lucky Robert managed to just get it around again. But this is good news for Sebastian, because that means the lead has been extended once more. Connor now has to worry about the car behind him. Trying to slipstream him down the straight and into 130 yard. Does he try and make a move down to the corner? No, he doesn't. He just sticks behind him for now. Now looking for the chicane. Will he make a move here? No, he does. He loses too much time through there. Sits back behind, just waits for the next lap. Great racing going in here for the first couple of minutes though of the race. Don't want to burn too much of the tyres out. Remember, this is a 60-minute race. There will be pit stops to fuel. Don't use all your tyres up now, otherwise you won't have the choice of either stopping for tyres or not. Remember, stopping for tyres to increase your pit stop time to around 40 seconds. If you don't take tyres, you'll reduce your time greatly down. It may be beneficial for some people. If they believe they can stick on the older tyre, still be competitive, it may be worth them doing it. There's a couple of actually going to GT as one of the prototypes tries to get outside of it. right after an earlier spin, going to unlap himself from all these GT cars right now. At the same time, probably interfering with the GT categories racers themselves. A lot of stuff going on here. Prototype feels he's getting closer once again to Sebastian. It does seem that Robert does have a bit more pace than Sebastian, but just has to make the move stick right now. Number 11 car tries to once again. Then you got one more GT3 car to deal with before he's out of the GT3s. Thomas Jensen in the Mustang. Theory should just learn past because there's no point holding up the prototype. A different race, different class. No need to race him at all. Just let the position go. There we go. 11's now passed. You can now try and continue catching up with our people again. Meanwhile, at the front, a lot of close racing up in these prototype categories. It does seem like they just can't shake each other off. Meanwhile, in the GT category, Jensen's going after the rear end of the number 77 Corvette, and he make the smooth stick. Doesn't look like it's 130 yard heads into the final chicane. It looks like he's gonna give up on that move now, and just. But he says very close. Can he get a run on the out the chicane? Like he can. Then more at the front of the field, there's more prototypes trying to go up. The gap though is seems to be hovering around now about half a second. Can he get a bit closer? He needs to get a bit closer, otherwise he's going to make a move, otherwise he's going to make a dive bomb. There's not many late braking opportunities on the track. There's about like 2 hairpins which you can use, which is about all you can do on this. For this now, as Robert Duncan tries to close down Sebastian again. Quite a sense of speed going down here compared to being on the out camera. Gonna lock up there, so a bit, tiny bit touch of smoke, which shouldn't be affecting too much. Probably needs to get a bit closer. He's got the slipstream now. He should be able to start getting a bit more close, but will he be close enough to make a move? He needs to get close enough into the chicane to make a move to do anything at this point. But he is closing it very quickly now. As look down the inside, decides to not do it. Decides to just back off for now. No point risking a collision right now. Car gets a bit loose. Not what he wanted to have. Head on now. Meanwhile, on the back of the P2 field, there's some close racing going on between these two. Be able to make anything work here. These are the 2 free-to-play prototypes to the Radical. I don't actually know how much difference they have in performance, but there may be a bit slight by the fact that they are by the back now. Robert once again trying to have a look for Sebastian. This is going to be all the action right now in the prototype field. There's a lot of close racing going on. I have a screen here of all the close racing. It's impossible to find which one I want to look at. Look at some GT3s. There's the Corvette, the number 77 Corvette. Looks in the back of the number 84 Corvette. Corvette Mercedes. Very similar car, but completely different brands. And towards the S now. Jensen, and this hand is still looking behind. He's waiting for one of these cars to make a mistake and see if he can pounce on it. Not quite close enough to keep on the back of these. Looks like he just managed to get away. What we've seen develop now is a couple of packs of cars as they drive around. It's not so we get off similar pace and stuff, as you can see behind another pack coming up. B1 seems to be very much a pack right now. more action once again for the up fronts right now as they try and make a move. I believe a car may have spun. Set the order down on the side. It seems the car has lost control, possibly. Often hard to tell. And all the way down at the back. Two Audis having a fight between each other as they go side by side. But I caught that because this is very close racing as they head down the fast corners now. Does he manage to get in front? The 29 in front of the 16. 16's looking for an opportunity to come back. He's going to tuck him behind. And now, that's not working, is it? Pairing the wrong cars, isn't it? There we go. He's now looking to get all the slipstream possible now. Going to have some bumper cam. He's just going to back off here a bit more. You can hear the engine purring going off. Audi in front goes for the defensive line, it looks like. Comes across. Very close now. Can he just manage to make a stick? No, he can't. The other Audi just managed to pull in front now of him. 29 Audi is probably very happy about that. Doesn't want to be too close to each other. He wants to stay in front, but that car behind is still there, looming behind him. Well, Sven Jensen's very close to the back of the Corvette. Can he make the pass stick? Looking like he does, but can he get anywhere near it? This sounds very tall, by the way. When you look at the dash cam, which is what it is now, you can see how much taller it is and bigger compared to the other cars. He's almost looking at the top of the other car on its roof. Down to the hairpin. Can he make it stick? Doesn't look like he can do anything right now. Like he's going to be stuck behind the Corvette for a bit longer. Get back. The Audis have dropped off as well. But a Porsche versus the BMW as we go up here. He's trying to look at the back of the number 60 BMW. Make a move. Stick down here. He's got the back straight now. Can he get the slipstream? The Porsche is, from what I understand, is slightly quicker down the back straight than the BMW is. Can he make it work? Doesn't look like he's quite close enough yet. They're heading to 130R before the chicane. No, he's not close enough to get anything done there. Sven Jensen's once again in the back of the Corvette though. Can he make it stick now? He's got this. He's going to go for the overtake now. They're side by side going on the start finish straight. He's going to have to do something because there's fast corner up. One of them's in the back out. He decides to sit behind. Again, you don't want to risk your car there by going side by side. The other car has to turn at some point. They're very close once again going up the S's. Got another bumper cam shot because this camera is amazing. This is how close the cars are getting to each other. Literally going to go into the rear end of the other car if he's not careful. Going around the S's right now. Only issue when he's fighting. Oh, the Corvette gets a bit of the loose end then. That could be a lot worse. The Corvette managed to keep it out of the gravel trap, luckily. But all this fighting makes it a lot harder for the them to catch up with Mercedes. The Mercedes in front is going to get away, and he's in second place in class right now. Thomas Jensen has a 3.5 second lead right now over the car in the second class. He's just cruising this race right now. Nothing is close to him. Go back to our prototype battle for first place between Sebastian and Robert. Once again, heading to the S's now. They're very close right now. Just trying to look for any gap. He has to brake then, fortunately, which does mean he's slower. But it does seem that Robert shows glimpses of pace and then drops back. But the fact that he always managed to catch up, I do believe Robert has more pace in the car right now. Look for the inside. Oh, the bit of contact. Oh, they're off. They hit the gravel. They hit each other. It's not what they want, as they're going to get passed by. Sebastian loses 2 positions. They both lose 2 positions. As Connor can't believe his luck. He's just managed to get into first position, and now he's going to have the car behind him. He's not going to worry about 2 very fast prototypes going back at him. That is That is not what Sebastian wanted, not what Robert wanted. But these two are going to keep fighting. Now the question is, will they back together to tow each other along, or will they decide, let's just keep battling and hope they, once they get past each other, or once they dealt with the other, they can move on? Because Connor, why he's not the fastest right now, he is quick still, and he may break away now. It's complete and utter disaster. Remember, there's 45 minutes left to go. It is not over for these two cars. There's still pit stops. There's still 45 minutes of racing to go. They got plenty of time to do it. As the fronts now lead to the first back mark is on track. You can see here, you see how much quicker the prototypes are now. He's already gone past him by now, both of them, two of them. That's the power up a bit. Probably doesn't need to do that though. If I was you, I wouldn't need to put the power off. That seems a bit risky. Meanwhile, Simon Jensen's going around the airpin right now of the other Corvette. He's still trying to get forward past him. Just can't make it stick though. He is really struggling right now to get past this Corvette. This shows the abilities of this car. The Corvette is a better car in the corners. This sounds a bit too big. There's more action at the back of the GT3 field as we're looking at the number 9 Porsche. Look on the back of the number 12 Porsche, he's looking on the back of the number 30 AMG. And any of them managed to make a move. They're in a little train right now. Back to the rear wing of the AMG, which is quite a big rear wing. And the Porsches get close enough to make a move. The chicane doesn't look like it. Porsche goes for a bit of a late lunge, but not there really. But the 12 Porsche's got to worry now about the number 9 Porsche though, because they're two together. So far they seem to be working together trying to get close to the AMG, but you never know. The number 9 Porsche may decide it's just my turn now. I'm going to pass. He looks like he's trying to go down here. No, he doesn't. He backs out of that. Probably for the best. Look further up. Connor's now under a lot of pressure now. This is exactly what Sebastian needs right now. He needs these two cars to have a squabble to try and get his lead back. He lost it, remember, after both Robert and Sebastian had a bit of contact. They need to try and get back together right now. I believe we've lost a car. Yeah, one of the... If I am correct, we have lost one of the prototypes. Is retired. He's in the pit lane. I'm assuming this Porsche has had an off because he's got a bit of front bodywork damage. And he's quite far behind. He's 5 seconds behind the back marker. So, not been a good race for him really. But again, he's got 42 minutes. He may be able to get something working. That's like about the Porsches now. The number 9 is lost off a bit. The 12 is getting a bit closer now to the number 30 Mercedes. Can he make a move stick? Right now, he's got the back straight now. Is he close enough for the slipstream? He should have a chance now. It's a very long straight. But the Mercedes just pulls away now. The Mercedes will start pulling away. And 130R, the Porsche's got a bit more speed through here. He might be able to make a move. Mercedes takes the regular line. Bit of a lock up there, and you can hear it through the Porsche's wheels. Can't make anything work. The other news, the Corvette is now side by side with Simon Jensen as they come around the first corner. Decides to back up, so it managed to make the move stick finally. You now have a go at trying to catch up to the Mercedes in front, but the Mercedes now has a 3.7-second lead over these two cars. Not exactly what they want. They are a bit too far behind. They now got to make a lot of ground up to try and get close back to them. You want to know the current difference though between the leader of GT3 and that car? It's around 4.5 seconds, and it's going up all the time. So Thomas is just waltzing around right now in his Mustang. He's having 0 issues right now. He's having the race of his life. He is just cruising to his way to victory here. Let's go back to our prototype cars. They're trying to deal with a bit of traffic here. As Robert does seem to get past Sebastian. Sebastian might have an instant. Seems like number 12 though prototype gets lost a bit behind the traffic. Robert capitalizes and now heads on to second place again. He's now regained all his positions he lost with the contact with Sebastian. Now he's got to deal with Connor, who's in front. Remember, Robert did show a lot more pace during qualifying. Sebastian and Robert are the two fastest in the prototypes qualifying. Will this pace now show off in the race? Sebastian does seem to have dropped off though. He is 2.5 seconds behind, so either he got some sort of damage or he's just something's wrong with the car at this point, because he was very close up. He was leading the entire race from the first lap. Managed to jump Robert from who had pole. He kept it until they had a bit of contact a bit earlier on, about 10 minutes ago now, which then has put them both all the way back to third and fourth. Now Robert is trying his best to get back up to his position. But he does lose it then. He loses it into the gravel. Oh, that's what you not wanting to do, Robert. You don't lose it then. Now all the way back. P4 in class and overall. Let's go back to our GT fight as the number 12 Porsche is looking on the back of the number 30 Porsche. Very close once again between these two. Number 12 just seems to not be able to overtake him. He gets close enough, but doesn't seem to make the move work. A lot of curb then, though. Loses the pit lane, and now it must be frustrating to be in that Porsche at this point, because he just can't get any. He gets close and then just can't make the move stick. He just starts pulling away, so it must be very annoying for him right now, being stuck behind Mercedes so long. And you just find when you're stuck behind a car for an extended period of time, it just gets frustrating. In other news, Seven Jensen has closed the gap down on John Dalton in the Mercedes right now for P2 and 3 of class and GT3 right now. Jensen's looking very much like he wants to get that P2 from him, but he's also going to worry about the fact that now the number 77 Corvette is also now closing on him as well. In other news, the number 26 Mercedes is looking at the back of the number 16 Audi. These guys have been lapped already by. And if I just realised this, but another car has retired. The number 63 prototype is in the pit lane right now. We're unfortunate to see retirements. You don't see it often. Retirements are never a good thing, especially in a race like this. Remember, it is a 60-minute race. You have all the chances in the world, anything to happen. Don't be like me. I quit races. You want to keep going. So, as we go down in the first quarter, the prototypes are still very much together right now. Robert is 3 seconds behind, but he definitely does have the pace to get close, as the number 12 struggles with a bit of the traffic. Oh, there's a bit of contact between them. Prototype and the number 12 prototype and the number 9 Porsche collide, and the number 9 loses their position to the number 7 BMW then. And then the number 12 loses it as well. Oh, what's going on with the Porsches? Don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Oh, there's more contact. Oh, this is a terrible. Number 31 seems to be okay, but that is not what we want to see. Number 12 lost it and drove right back onto the track. Don't do that. The reason there's so much space around it so you can get yourself ready. But hopefully number 31 doesn't lose too much time. But the number 12 has lost his place to Sebastian and now has to worry about Robert behind him now. Robert's looking hungry. He wants that position back. Remember, he started from pole position. He wants to get back to pole. He was going for P2 until he lost it in the chicane. He is hungry for this, and he is going to try and charge down as much as he can. Number 12 Porsche, after his bit of contact, is now looking right at the back of number 16. No, he wants to make positions up after his mistake. He wants to make sure that he does not stay in his current position of P15 overall. The more and more GT cars get passed right now by prototypes. Be a bit messy in the last couple of minutes or so, but hopefully it should clean out a bit. We don't want messy rushing. Like, people want crashes, we don't want crashes. Crashes are bad. Well, looks defensive position. He moves out a tiny bit just to block off. But Robert looks like he wants to go down the inside there. A bit risky there. I won't do any more contact. You already lost enough places already. Keep a bit safe. Soon we'll hit the pit stop window. 34 minutes into the race. Remember, the prototype, actually, just thinking about it now, the prototypes don't have the increased pit stop time. So they will probably take tyres on. Compared to the GTs, which will, in GT3 news, number 12 has passed the number 16 Audi. As they move on now. 12 to make as much position up as he can. Speaking of that, number 16 has passed them, and I think the Porsche's gone off again. He's gone off again, just before the S's. This race has gone from being very good for him now to not that good. Now he gets passed by 2 cars again. Loser. Been not the best race for him right now. Speaking of thing, 7 has managed to catch up to John Dalton, who's fighting for P2 in class right now. Got a bit of traffic behind him from the P2s, but you need to make sure you don't interfere with that fight, because that's for P1 and 2 of prototypes. Does not need to get in the way here. But you need to keep closing out. The prototypes need to bear in mind that both of them having fights for their own classes. Both stick to the inside line. But looks like Seven Jensen, he goes across the grass. Lucky best to hit no one. I guess he just tried to get out. In other news, Sebastian Brunner has crossed the line, and we got a car in the pits. We have a car in the pits now. Can't tell which car it is. I heard the pit stop warning light though. Try and find out what car that is who's in the pits right now. Car number 5. Car number 5 is in the pits. So Connor has decided just to pit it out now. Stop there. Doesn't seem to be moving at all. He's taking a very long stop here. Stop. Now 9 seconds behind the car in front. He's got to be doing something. His lights are back on finally. He's going to launch it. He's off again. That's a very long stop for, remember, the tyre change takes about 5 seconds. Fuel, so he's got a full tank there. That's our first pit stop of the race I have noticed so far. Also, I believe that number 29 has had an issue as well, because he has got to place 19 and the Porsche, which had injured number 33. Now back up, but Sebastian, here's your race leader right now. Sebastian with now Robert behind him. These two were fighting earlier. They're coming to the leader now of GT3. So these are your 2 leaders right now in class. They're going, and Robert and Sebastian may commence battle once more again. Remember, they did have an incident. Also remember, Connor's already pitted. He was leading before the pit stops. As Tom Jensen also dives in the pits then. Good timing there. Get out of the way. Also, Robert's now in the pits as well. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see how this goes out. Remember, that's 2 pit stoppers right now. But we start seeing more pit stops. This is the pit stop window. 7 gents. Thomas is now in all the way back into, falling all the way back. He's now into P8 and P3 in class. Let's see if we get any more pit stops. Another one, the number 31 prototype, the number 77 comes in. All the cars are coming to the pits now. The pit window is now open. Not really open because it's never closed, but the order's now going to be all jumbled up now. It's going to be confusing now where's where. Everyone's going to be everywhere. So Connor's now out. Connor's been out for a lap now. He passes Robert. Robert's now managed to get out the pits just behind him. That's not what Robert wanted. He wanted to be able to catch him. But now, real things on Sebastian. Will he manage to be out getting the pits in time? Because now he is now the leader, and Sebastian needs to pit this lap. Jensen's now trying to get past the back markers again. After his pit stop, he's going to hope these guys get out of the way because he does not want people to hold him back. He wants to get all the way back in the P1 because John Dalton and Seven now have open air between them. They are going to try and make sure that when they pit stop, they cover the gap. Doesn't look like it though. Remember, he had like a 5-second lead beforehand for the pit stops. Robert's now looking once again in the back of Honor, and the prototype says this is now technically I think the battle for first, depending. Sebastian's in the pits, so is number 12 prototype. So these two, I think Connor will inherit the lead now. Good. I need to watch Sebastian. He's in the pit lane now. Can't tell if he's on the wheels. Not. Here comes the leader of GT3 coming in as well. So John Dalton considers the P. Now everyone's starting to roll in. Hello, Owen. Let's wait for the orders to stop jumbling up. It's impossible to do anything right now. Alright, number 12 is out. He jumps Sebastian. Sebastian now comes out now. Does that mean Connor jumps Sebastian? The Connor inherits the lead again. Robert takes P2. Number 12 takes P3 and Sebastian's in P4. Sebastian had a bit too long stop, I believe. So now, your order currently it's not still jumbling up. I will go through the order a bit later. Because right now, it's way too hard to find out who's who right now and where people are going. Connor is now your race leader right now in the Radical. But it looks like Robert is keen to get past him. We're very close now, right now. What Robert needs to do, he needs to get as much time for the next couple of corners because then it's the long back straight, and the long back straight breaking useful decision. Connor takes a slightly defensive line there to block it off, doesn't let the move happen, but now he's got this corner to deal with. Robert's going to gain and gain and gain because it's a long straight and there's nothing Connor can really do here. Nothing he can, he's just quicker down the straight by a couple 10 kilometers or so. Oh, that a bit of contact though, I believe. Robert have the lead? Does Connor have the lead? We don't actually know right now. I think Connor has the lead, he goes a bit sharp into that corner. A bit risky there, and that trying to defend his position again. But it does mean the order is still Connor P1, Robert P2. As the order slowly settles out, I'm worried because has John Dalton pitted yet? I think he's just inherited the lead. John Dalton is right now lead. No, it's not. It's number 60 BMW is inherited the lead right now. I think we're going to go away a bit because I still think this pit stop was going on. It's a bit confusing still. The good news is we've got this very strong battle going on for P1 and 2. We've got a bit of traffic coming back up now to the back marker of the grid. Flashing his lights to them through, saying that as I'm coming through, do not block me, I'm a P2. But now got the run on him. What are you trying to do again? He wants to do the same thing he did last time. Connor goes a bit while I'm in as they go down to the final straight. Will he now get the run now? He needs this run. He needs to get closer. He's a bit further away from them last time, but he should still have it. Or will he though, actually? Think about it, the corner's coming up very quickly in these cars. No, he doesn't have it. Yeah, he backs out there. You don't want to risk your car, don't want to do a risky dive bomb. 24 minutes left in the race. We're definitely over halfway now. These two are. This prototype battle has been going on for all race, so it's been really intense between all three of them. You know, I think the number 12 has fallen back to P5. 31 managed to catch him. Bastion, though, is 6 seconds behind these two, so he's had an issue as well. There's the number 18 in the pits. Who's with pits. Right now, this was your race leader. I don't know anymore. He's in P3 right now in class. I don't know if the number 60 is pitted yet. I don't know if the number 84 is pitted yet. I don't have this information. I wish I did. It'd be really useful right now. Oh, there's been an incident. Yep, Connor's spun. Connor's had an incident. Was not it, and Sebastian's now overtaking them. So right now your race order is Robert in P is Robert Nygaard is in the number 18. P2 is in first. Sebastian in number 29 is in second. Connor is third in number 9. Your GT3 field is number 60 in first, number 84 of John Dalton in second, and Thomas Jensen is third right now. Thomas was leading this entire race from GT3 though, so something's either gone wrong for him, or it's just because he is 4 seconds behind John Dalton, who's 5 seconds behind 60. So 60, I don't think is pitted. Yes, he had. Oh, Robert, he got a bit wide there. Didn't just see that. I'll go around the outside of the GT3, but I don't think the GT3 could now go around. I think he has to roll out. He was already halfway through the corner. Luckily for him, not much to loss. But in these three now, they're very close together. These three prototypes, as Connor tries to make up for his mistake, and he just sees the Sebastian Robert finally back in first position after. Oh, 31 loses it, a bit in the rear end. Can he control it? He just about does. And lucky for him, he doesn't. That the car behind is not quite close enough to capitalise on it. This is currently your race leader, though, in GT3, as I believe at this point he has, unless he's not pitted yet. He is so far. Oh, he's so far in the lead. He does not. Goes up to the back marker of a GT3 field, so I'm slightly worried now. Has Thomas marked up his pit stops? Has John marked up his pit stops? These two were P1 and 2 in class. The only one actually in their correct position in class right now is Simon Jensen and Nissan. He's the only one in right position. He's in P3 in class. This guy hasn't pitted. This guy must not pitted, okay, so because otherwise he's just jumped everyone on the pit stops. See, with that he's got some extreme fuel saving technique done also. But let's go back to our P2 fight as Connor closes on the back of Sebastian. Sebastian can't get away. It seems like either something wrong with his car, or he just doesn't have the pace anymore himself, or fatigue. The race has been going on now for nearly 40 minutes. Fatigue finally sets in at this point. Has Connor managed to keep it going at this point? And another news, Thomas is closing the back of John Dalton, so if he managed to pass it here, it means it would have made his position back even if the pit stop didn't mark up. And judging by this, I think he has. I assume he has done it. Unfortunately, we don't have many cameras available in this car. So it closes. Nothing can stop the Mustang in the straight line. That thing is incredibly quick down the straight. Not quite close enough to make a move, though, it seems. Heads into the final chicane. Holds back a bit. Oh, he can't make anything done. He's got 20 minutes to make the move. Not need to rush any. Now side by side, can he make it stick? He looks like he has. John Dalton's going to hang it around the outside, it looks like. But can he make it work? I don't think he does, but he's got the inside for the next corner, because if he can keep close enough, he should be fine. He's still side by side between these two cars. And John is now taking his position back. Remember, these two are still 5 seconds off the number 60 car, so I have no idea what's going on. The only other logical explanation is some of these cars are taking tires and some of them haven't. Oh, and the Audi's spun. Not a particularly good day. Some of these cars, it seems. A few of them have seemed to spun into, especially in the low end of the. Right now, Thomas is seriously struggling to get past right now. He needs to get past to get his position back. He, at this point, is guaranteed he's lost his position during the pit stops. He needs to get past right now. He's got the run now. Does he have, is he close enough to do anything? Not in 130 arc scene, but maybe in the chicane. Defensive line there. O'Connor's getting very close to the back of Sebastian on the other side of the track. We can't look at that because this fight is very close as well. There's too much close racing going on. We can't see it all. Thomas goes for the inside line. Does he have the straight line speed? He's going to pull away in the Mustang. Should be able to just get ahead of him. And number 60 is pulled off the pits, so now this is the fight for P1 and 2 in class. Looks like he's just managed to make it stick now. He just needs to pull away the gap. He needs to start. John just needs to stop following him, because otherwise John will never go at him later on, I think. Does seem like Tom managed to just get away. He's in the S of the season. He's already pulled out half a second gap. You keep it going though. Now second gap, I believe Tom has done it. Managed to get what he needs to. He gets past him, and now he just needs to keep going. Right, I believe all pit stops are done now, so I can go through the order. Right now, we'll lead your race leader is Robert in the number 18 Radical, P1, Sebastian Brunier in P2, 29, Connor is P3 in the number 9, and your top 3 GG3 are Thomas Jensen, John Dalton, and the other Jensen. I'm not pronouncing people's names, because again, I don't want to offend anyone. Offending people is bad. Go back to our P2 fight as Connor's really desperate to go and get P2 off Sebastian. Sebastian just seems to have lost all pace he had from earlier. Earlier on, he was just keeping the pack behind him. He was the race leader, but doesn't seem like he can keep it that much longer. Connor seems to be always behind by 1 second at this point in the race. Great. Close enough. I don't think he will be close enough to get the slipstream yet. Find out. like he's quite close enough yet to get anything done, fortunately for him. So he's going to trying to keep going at this. The gap between them though is 7 seconds between the leader right now. So Robert's made quite a cushion in case anything does go wrong. Just seem that at this point in the race, a lot of things seem to have died down. A lot of the racing, people are getting their paces in for the pit stops, so you can last it till the end. There's 14 minutes less. Well, not nearly. It's less than 50 minutes left, so only a quarter of the race is left. You can keep it going now. Right then, in the final couple of corners before the finish straight, let's see if we get close enough to the slipstream now. It does look like maybe this time he can get a bit close enough. He is, at this point, definitely close enough, I believe. Let's see if we can get anywhere near it. Getting closer. Again, just look at the top speeds of them. It's about 5 clicks different. Also, don't think it's close enough yet. Going for the late moving chicane, gets very close in the chicane though. There's a bit of traffic up ahead to deal with. Let's see if they can get around them pretty easy, because that's what they want to happen. There'll be 2 behind them. Looks like Sebastian managed to clear it a bit quicker, a bit better exit out the chicane. Coming to the first corner now. Connor seems to really struggle to make the move happen. He gets close enough and then can't make the move. Sebastian though is definitely struggling at this point. He was a lot faster than this before. Right now he is nowhere near the pace that he should be. Oh, now right up the behind him, they've done a bit of contact. Robert's in the gravel. Robert's in the gravel. Bit too close there. Got to make on the track quickly before Mook comes up behind him. 2-second gap, he just managed to get past, but that's going to be really annoying for Connor. You're so close to making the move happen, but just had a bit of contact then. And he's just lost all. That's not what you want. 9. That's not what we want to see, guys. 9 seems to be going along now. That's now lost Connor in the position to Mook. This has gone from bad to worse for Connor right now. He's now has himself a P4 in class, P4 overall. If you want to know the gap difference though between Thomas Jensen and John Dalton, it's 8, at least 9 seconds now. So John has to be running on old tyres because 7 is now catching him, but it's nearly 11 minutes left in the race. So can 7 manage to catch up in time, get anything done? He is now on the mission. He's got 10 minutes to go to try and catch John Dalton and see if he can actually move into P2 in class. Yes, as he goes. He is closing the back of number 60. Remember, the number 60 was leading. Now there's a bunch of prototypes coming through. So be careful around these guys. Don't want to block them too much. A lot of traffic, but he's trying to close on the number 60. Remember, the 60 was leading the race before he eventually pit stopped. So let's see if that late pit stop has cost him anything or not, because Jordan's very much behind him now. He's on the charge. He wants to get past him. This will be for P10 overall. P5 in class. Didn't have to count then. There we go. Go to the dash cam of this car. close we're going to get to what to see the driver seeing, unless they're using VR, and then we don't actually know what. You should be able to just go against slipstream. Remember, gap difference between the two cars, so compared to P2s, these cars are going to be a lot closer at the slipstream effect. Just like the number 60 is not having to go down that corner. Get a bit tighter to organ distance speed, but slipstream now. Can he make the move happen down here? He is going a bit faster right now. Around 5, so not quite enough to make closer. I think a slightly better exit through 130R, and to the chicane they go. Can he get close enough? The point where he can make it or break it until getting close for the next look at that. Doesn't seem like he can. He loses out a bit then. But the BMW is going to keep its position for a bit longer now. Give up anytime. It's definitely under 10 minutes now. Last 10 minutes of the race. Gordon's right up on the rear bumper now. That's not the right car. There we go. Bumper cam, which is see how close he's trying to get to that BMW now. He's trying to push for all he can through this sector. This sector is very tricky, especially these GT3 cars. See how goes like bounce the car. Can he make the move? Very close right now. As he just get past him, will he get past it? Don't know yet. Doesn't have the inside eyes on the outside. Doesn't looks like the BMW has just managed to hold it by the pure fact of being a big car and just being in the way. They go up to the chicane now. Will try to do something down here. BMW may look like either stays behind him for a bit longer. But now he's very close once again. Now moves up there, goes up the hill now. Needs to get a bit, still needs to be a bit closer though, or does he? He's trying to go around the outside. He looks like the outside. Can he make it work? That's how he's going to do it. He's got the inside line now. Oh, sticks behind the BMW for one more couple corners. Now he's definitely going to be close enough on the next couple of corners. Side by side going here. Go down the straight towards 130R, and they make anything work. Connor gone. Connor, I think, spun. Drop down to P5 overall. But we still got this bound to focus on. Unfortunately, so we've got to wait. Unfortunately, Connor, no for you. But this is so close between these two cars. Gorgon does look like he definitely has the pace advantage over the BMW, but he just can't make the move stick. He needs to try and find a place over to him. That BMW is a very big car. It's very easy to make. But the more they're fighting, the more that number 7 BMW behind him is closing on them. He's now 5 seconds closer to them than he was before. He could easily come back to it. These two have a collision or something. These two need to sort this fight out quicker rather than later. Well, that's a nice little lag spike then. Now, Tom's being first in class for a while. Alright, can Jordan make it happen now? This is the point where he needs to happen. He's going to be very close to that BMW now. This is where the point where he got completely blocked off last time. Got a faster run than the BMW is just too wide to get around right now. Then you have the run now. Very close going to the next couple of corners. He's hoping the BMW makes a mistake at this point, because this may be a very goes a bit wide. Can you make the gap? No, he can't. My orders have been jumbled around quite a bit. He's very close down to hairpin. Does he make the move? Decides to just hold back a bit. BMW goes a bit wide. Does he make it stick? Does he make it work? Just still behind him. Not able to get anywhere past him. Back right on the front now. He's going to try and make a move. He goes a bit rough tap there. Goes down the inside once again. Wrong car. Makes it happen. BMW goes wide. Gorgon managed to make it. Now he needs to get away from him now. He needs to make sure he gets away from that BMW on the straight. And it looks like he just about can. But the BMW behind them, the number 7, is now 3 seconds closer to them. He's gained 2 seconds over that little scrap there. And he now make up an extra position now to get even higher in class. There's been some great racing between these cars right now. Head to the hairpin. He's gonna get a bit closer, but doesn't look like he can just get close enough right now. Looks like he's just cleared it now. Meanwhile, elsewhere in GT3, Jensen's got very close to the back of John Dalton now. Very close right now. Can he make us do the similar thing that Jordan managed to do a bit earlier on? This is for P2 in class of the car in the gravel as well. Can't tell which car it is. I guess it's the P2 in front. These two are now very close now, and I just want to see remember how big the Nissan is compared to it. This is what the view from the Nissan gets. And if we look at what the Mercedes sees at the back of his rear wing, that's a big car. So as now that he does lose a bit of time out then, it seems. Fortunately for him, but can he try and make it all up in the next corner? He's got a big old straight coming up now. So like crucial opportunity to try and make the move work. Can he get enough the slipstream? Can he get close enough at this corner? Can he get enough exit? Looks like he can. He may be able to start closing in now. He should be in the draft by now. He should be able to have slightly higher top speed. Doesn't look like he can just make it yet, but he's going to be quicker at 130R. No, he doesn't. He has to back off a bit. Don takes the defensive line into the chicane now. Looks like he's just managed to hold on for this lap at least anyway. Evan's probably going to start getting really impatient now though. It's 3 minutes left of the race. Not long left to go. He's got to make the move soon, otherwise he's not going to get his position up. This is for P2 and 3 in class. Evan's now flashing his lights at him. Getting very close now. That's the wrong car again. There we go. There we have a bumper cam. Better at this. So the Mercedes has a bit more pace right now going up this area of the track, but maybe it doesn't. He goes a bit slow again. This section of track is really tricky for these cars. This part of the track is really for high downforce cars, and these don't have the downforce. He's now very close to the back of John Dalton now. Remember, these cars are 14 seconds behind Thomas, though. Like, that's insane. Oh, he goes a bit wide, he loses a bit. Does that mean he's got past? Looks like... Ooh, they're very close now. John gets a bit of a better run. He's got the inside line for the next corner. He may have he's still got it. He's going to still have it out this corner. Devin's got to be really annoyed at this point now, because he just thought he may have had him, but now he's stuck behind him once more. Going to this next part of the track, he's now going to have to get the slipstream all over again. He's got to do it all over again. It's now nearly 2 minutes left of the race. Does he have time to get anything done? Very close now. Now he's going to have to do this work all over again. He's going to have the slipstream now. He's definitely closer than last time. Should be able to just get close enough. He just needs to get side by side to him with Kane. That's the main point you need to do. Backs out there, and that might have cost him the chance now, or has it? Godot's got a bit deeper than he has. Like, we're braking there. To make it no, John Dodds makes the car wide as possible, which blocks him off. Doesn't anything, and he does get a better run now, out of the next couple of corners. Looks like he does. 1 minute 30 left in the race. John Dodds desperately clinging on to his position. Meanwhile, elsewhere in GT3, the two BMWs having a fight. This was the... Remember, the 60 was first until he had a pit stop. He was also fighting Jorgen a bit earlier on. He's now got 3 seconds back. Number 9... The number 7 BMW is really looking up for him, trying to find a position. 130R again. Can he make it work? Can he make what Jensen didn't get to work? A bit of body contact, goes side by side before the chicane. He got the inside. He's got the inside. Doesn't look like he can make it though. Now once again behind the BMW. Now these, and let's get. Now that car behind it is not actually part of his pack. He is right now P16 overall. Now less than a minute left, less than 30 seconds overall right now. And Jensen looks like he's lost a lot of time. Yeah, he's 2 seconds back now, unfortunately. It seems like he's had an instant. P2 gets very close to him though. Very frustrating for him now. as there's 12 seconds left. This might be the final lap as Robert comes very close to the finish line. Win the checkered flag. 60 minutes of Suzuka. He's across the line now. Robert wins the 60 minutes of it. After what was an eventful race for him, he takes the checkered flag. And Sebastian in P2. Followed by number 12. The 31 though still got to go around now. He's got a couple. He's got no threat though. He just needs to take his last couple of calls calm. Doesn't need to get any trouble. He needs to finish the race. But elsewhere on the track, it looks like Tom Johnson definitely. Yep, he's confirmed one came first in class. As John Dalton confirms he comes second in class. He just did a quick weave across the start-finish straight. But close race towards the end there. 7 got very close, and 7 comes in third. That was a close race between everyone. Very good racing, apart from the minor bits of contact. That was one hell of a 60-minute race. I enjoyed every second of that, because that was not a moment there which was dull at all. Slowly you get to the point where some cars are stuck very soon. Not much left to go. Sebastian must be really annoyed about the contact earlier though, because without that contact he could have... Sebastian must be really annoyed though. If he didn't have that contact very early, about 20 minutes into the race, he could have had P1 at this point, but well fought back. One person which will be kicking himself though will be Connor. Connor was leading this race at some points. He ended up at P5 in class, P5 overall. He was looking really good until these incidents, and then he was left to finish. I don't actually know. There we go. So there we go. Robert wins. Sebastian has third. Bob comes third. Thomas wins. GT. Couple of DNFs, apparently. I'm thinking that's actually the server setting. My throat is really dry right now. Well, there you go. That's been the 60 minutes checkered flag endurance 60 minutes of Suzuka. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching it and spectating. You know, my throat is literally dead right now. That was a very good race on all parts. Lots of close action all through the field. And my racing crash. That's a good way to end. There we go. Ooh. Random bits of chat. Thank you guys for saying you enjoyed it. That was fun and difficult for me. At some point, I was trying to eat food at the same time. I didn't have any food beforehand. So, play the theme music. Which theme music? The actual. Well, I'm gonna copy the actual. I can get them both. Thank you, Hank. Oh. But the theme music then. Yeah, the proper one. Right. I'll end the stream here, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll upload the VOD a bit later once it gets processed. I have my own channel tomorrow. OVRC race. 60 minutes of Zandvoort. Don't know if I'll be racing yet, or I'll be doing it, but you should all watch it. Watch my stream. Or if you want to enter it, you should totally enter it, because it's basically this, but GT3 only. So it's obviously better. Because obviously you don't have those pesky prototypes getting in the way. What did the prototypes add to the race? Oh wait, that's like the first 30 minutes of the closest racing ever. It was a great race in all parts though, from all drivers. Is that really the best way of doing things now? GT3. Yeah, we all know GT3 is the better class over. I mean, GT3 is a terrible class. Oof. Cooling down my room now. A billion chat messages. Right, I end the stream here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Right, bye.